So now that CM Punk is off the table for Seth Rollins, now we got to figure out what happened to Seth Rollins and WrestleMania. Who or whom uh, will he challenge for the titles? Now, I think in that, CM Punk sort of alluded to, which we all sort of figure out and we all thought about basically Elimination Chamber is going to be for the other spot. Now, I was like, as we seen on Raw tonight, that Cody didn't. We sort of like assume he's going to go for Roman. Hell, everybody else did. That's why Seth came out. But Seth sort of pleaded his case on him being challenged for his spot. So now I was like, so Cody is in the running of picking out each one. So while we assume that Elimination Chamber is going to be for the other spot, because it sort of just got to be whether or not Cody makes a decision or not. Hell, they could just do the Elimination Chamber and they say this is the number one contender spot for whatever Cody doesn't pick. They could just do it like that, which I think would be cooler because you might be able to do a half SmackDown, half Raw Elimination Chamber than already seeming like it's going to be nothing but Raw Elimination Chamber. Which, so I was like, I would like it if it's almost down to the wire of Cody picking, and the other person that won the chamber is also mad at Cody for not hurry up and picking so they can't get ready. I would like if they did something like that with the storyline. But anyway, CM Punk alluding to that will be his next shot. And then then Drew came out, and that was a whole thing where he's like, when I come back, I'm coming after you. So I also don't think. And the reason I feel like my storyline should sort of work is just because how many people we got really for Seth? Like, to me, I could come up with some options, but we only really got like 3. Okay. Like, I was like, I don't have too many, so I was like, I would just throw off one is Jey Uso. Now he hadn't gotten a singles title at all this year, so it might seem a little crazy to have his, because I was like, he'd already faced Seth and lost. He already faced Roman and lost. So he has gone strictly for the main event. He's gone for main event titles. So it wouldn't be out of the realm, for him to do so. I was like, it's WrestleMania. It's a big event. If you want to try to make Jey Uso into somebody, like, where it's like, it's really somebody, because right now everybody loves him, everybody cool. He's going to win a title this year. I don't think it's going to be the World Heavyweight Championship, but I'm just playing my case. But I was like, but almost like Cody, do you want to go after the title where you couldn't really beat your cousin for it? But I'm gonna say it's a lot easier, and I think it would be also something more of also. Because it's the newer title, even though Seth was like, it's the workhorse title and all that other stuff, it's still a fairly new title. I was like, also, you could brand it as giving someone an opportunity compared to Roman, where Roman was like hogging the title. Seth been giving out opportunity. So therefore, it should be looked at as an opportunistic title. And I was like, Jay is somebody you could see as very opportunistic in that type of way. Where it's like, yes, he's had a couple matches, but nobody's seen him as main event Uso until he became main event. And WrestleMania is the biggest stage to do it. Everybody loves him. The pot would be crazy. It'd be one of those respect things where, like Seth loses, but he shakes Jay's hand. It'd be like full circle, you come a long way kind of thing. So I think that would be cool. I think that'd be nice. And I think that it could work. I was like, but I think that they would want to see giving Jay like the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title or something like that to see how he does, where he has to be there every night doing promos, setting up matches, stuff like that. Because I was like, he's been doing good work, but it's also hadn't been where he's the main guy, workhorse kind of thing. So I think that's why they would probably be timid on using him. But I don't think he'd be a bad shout out. I was like cut out. I was like I feel like Damian Priest is going to be in this with his money in the bank, so I won't use him as an option of someone to challenge Seth. I think he might from like everybody been talking about a triple threat type of thing, but I could see him doing that with his briefcase or just showing up. I don't know about like necessarily one on one, unless they just falter other people. I guess to really use. I mean, granted, you could build up him to the point where he's just like Judgment down the road. They're all defending their titles or something at WrestleMania, and he just like Seth, me and you one on one. I'm calling it. I don't care what anything else happened or whatever like that, or how the elimination chamber goes. That kind of thing. Um, so that's why I don't really want to put him in there, but it's a intriguing option just because, like I said, there's not too many people that you could really buy for this. All right, so everybody other, is Gunther. Let's just get out the way. It's Gunther. Um, I think that one's tricky as well because he's going to have the title. He can't go to Elimination Chamber to defend his title or lose it. So I mean, he would have to lose it on TV. But also, he can't go to the Elimination Chamber, and that's going to be a number one contender. He can't do anything there. I don't see them having Gunther go in WrestleMania as champ to leave out champ in that type of way. Even though he could do it, I think he one of the few stars that probably could. But but it'd be sort of weird of you have to have him lose either before his Intercontinental before WrestleMania, or he'd have to lose it right after WrestleMania, and he's also the champ, so that Intercontinental person could also. So it's very tricky on that, and also trying to keep like whoever and I think they're gonna want whoever take it off Gunther to have that WrestleMania pop. That's why I sort of like Jay a little bit more for Gunther than anything, just because that pop, and also too like you need somebody that to take it off and it'd be like a big thing, almost like how we all felt like whoever takes it off Roman was going to be a big thing. But Gunther Seth, that would be great, just because at least if you gave it to somebody, it's him. But I will say that I also read that I don't think Gunther, at least right now, maybe SummerSlam or something, won't get the title. It's just because Cody's going to get the title from Roman, and yes, if he beats Roman. If you give Gunther the title also at WrestleMania, now you're gonna have two people that's gonna hold the title, and they're gonna just basically do what Seth and Roman did and hog those titles all year. If Gunther did that with the Intercontinental title, you don't think that he's not going to do it with the main championship. Cody's also going to have that championship nearly the whole damn year as well too. I was like, I'd be shocked if they lose it. So you're going to have two titles that are just going to be hogged up. And while yes, you could put on great matches, people will love you, but at some point you're going to end up running against people that's just like, well, I thought that was a viable person to lose it to. They should have lost it to him or something. Blah, just like how we thought Cody should have lost to how Seth should have lost to Shinsuke, how Seth should have lost to Finn, how Seth should have lost to Drew, and they all done had double matches, so we all have multiple opportunities to think that. Hell, there's been times where we thought that Cody should have lost a couple of matches too, because he just been on a very hot streak. That's all I'm gonna say. Gunther in a different type of way. So another person is Drew. Now I was like, I believe Drew has lost like 3 times. Two. They've been also hella clean too. And maybe this be like third time the charm. His last chance. For him, I was like maybe he'll get that big pop. It'd be booed, but the big pop at WrestleMania. I could see him doing that. I know they're talking about his contract thing, but I always feel like with stuff like that, I was like, unless he was about to like leave, I'm like, I don't see why they just wouldn't do like an extension, even if it was just for a time period where he just gets the title, have it for a good amount of time, like half the year, drop it or something like that. I know, so I was like, people done extensions and things like that just to work out some, renegotiate just for a window. But I mean, I can see him as another viable option because you need people that you feel like you want to take Seth down. So a surprising pick, I will say. I don't think it'll happen, but I could. But I'm like, if you do something like Elimination Chamber, it could work. It's Sammy. Now, Sammy done had one title defense loss. Like he's lost to Drew several times. I can also see how like this could build up a match of like, cause Drew's gonna have a bunch of people to go after, and I'm like, if Sammy wins, that's not as bad, but it's almost bad as Jay winning it, you know. Whereas like this Drew's gonna probably be who's ever first fucking opponent when after WrestleMania if he doesn't fight himself. But Sammy is somebody I feel like could be a surprise pick. He'll have the back of the crowd. He'll get the WrestleMania pop. He'll put on a good, uh, I was like he could talk really well. He's a fighting champion. All those kind of things. And with the wonky how it's been here a couple late, if you ever going to strike on something that you didn't think was going to happen, but you are okay with it. Because to me, I'm like he wins it, and more people are okay with Sammy winning than Jay winning it. I was like, Jay winning it's, you're going to have people on the fence and stuff, even though he's at where he's at. Sammy, everybody will feel like, oh my God, this would never happen underneath Vince. Or this, we never thought that this guy would win it. And this is so crazy. I think you would have a lot more people on board for that. And you can also have him also lose. Like Gunther's not gonna lose. Drew ain't gonna really lose. I know I said like after about like 6 he ain't gonna really lose. Gunther, I mean not Gunther. I was like Sammy. You can like you can see like him losing in 4 months. That's what I'm sort of saying. Like you could see like he could be the star of a lot of people getting a shot at the title and it changing hands throughout the year to where it'd be understandable and it wouldn't be like people wouldn't be like if Gunther lost in 4 months, everybody about to riot. Drew and the way he perceived himself as a heel, I don't think like not that quickly. Damien, I was like sorta if he cashed in, you could probably do him like 4 months as well. Like it's like he got what he did with the belt. I mean with the briefcase, and he held it for a good amount of time. Good job. But I think Sammy is a viable person because nobody would see it coming. But it wouldn't be a bad. It wouldn't be a bad shock. It wouldn't be a bad surprise. Um, yeah, I think that would be a pretty good pick as well too. Because I think that'd be something that everybody would be down for with the crowd and stuff like that. And since a lot of this stuff, like one we don't know, but if all this stuff is happening, when the last couple months have been pretty much like, do they stick with the story? What are they rewriting? These injuries happen. You got to think on the fly. You could do the ultimate think on the fly and just set up a program where just like, are they going to put Sammy in this position? That's crazy. But there's nobody else. I was like Finn's story and him with Judgment Day too far gone or like to really that to be a thing. Shinsuke, same thing. He's just sort of been put down back on total pole. And there's nobody else that's big in that type of way. I was like Bronson Reed had been picked up in that type of sense. I was like nobody unfortunately takes Kofi or anything like that. I mean, I would have loved a Kofi Seth program that we never got those several years ago, but not gonna happen. I was like the other people I can think. I'm like Randy's on SmackDown, AJ's on SmackDown, LA Knight's on I'm not saying that they will necessarily win it, but I'm like the other viable threats on SmackDown, I was like, they wouldn't really give it to them either. Bobby Lashley, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of them work in this instance. Oh, but maybe one. Andrade. I don't know how I didn't. I was like, you got 2 months. He just came back. Triple H dude. You can build him up. You can. I was like, you can have him be the ultimate ass heel, whatever you want to say to deal with Seth. And I'm like, that's the guy that you might be able to get out of this. He just signed on Raw today. That might be my other surprise pick. It might be Andrade. Yeah, that might be what happened. Triple H is going to give him his back and of showing him off. Seeing how he sort of did in Rumble, gave him, I was like, let him stay in there a good chunk of time. I think that's the route that they might go for Seth, and that way you can play it off a lot. He'd been in WWE. Like, I know it's been gone for a minute, but he was in WWE. So you ain't gotta do a whole thing. You just gotta build him up in these 2 months. Have him go on like a gang of runs and then be in the eliminated chamber and just like hang with everybody, beat their ass, and come out on top. I was like, you could do it. I don't see the problem in it. But yeah, if you got any other picks that you can think of that could deal with Seth, like I said, you really got Drew, Gunther, Damian, Jay, Sammy, and Andrade. That's what I'm gonna go with. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know. How bummed are you that we ain't gonna get Punk and Seth, but maybe we get somebody else in that spot that earned it, that we was not going to get or was going to be pushed aside just to have Punk and Seth. If that's what you wanted. Anyway, let me know. I appreciate you listening to the video. See you soon.